Do you know who you are? Do you actually know who you are? There was a time before my awakening where a moment came in a difficult relationship where I had to admit that to the person I was with. I had to admit to her that I didn't really know who I was. And her response was, "How old are you?" The circumstances of my life have pushed me to confront a lot of really difficult things about myself and about the world, and have forced me to open up to a state of consciousness that I never even knew existed. I think a lot of people really actually believe that they know who they are. In my particular case, I was able to actually acknowledge the fact that we don't actually know who we are. I think it's a lot more difficult to really acknowledge who we are as any human being whatsoever. We're a species that is separated from itself. We're separated from the true connection with who we actually are. And so most of what develops in the absence of that connection to who we are is not who we are. Or maybe more accurately put, it's some of who we are. In many senses, it can be seen almost like a cancer that grows inside of us. Something that it kind of grows at the cost of that connection, or in the separateness that we have to who we actually are. I want to bring this up because being who we are is being in a state of love with who we are. I think most of the time, people in the world will go their entire lives with barely scratching the surface on who and what we actually are as a species, as individuals too, within that species. One of the strongest things I think that you can do to really discover the truth of this statement that I do not know who I am is to begin to do things that you don't know or understand why you love them. This has to go back to the very idea of the mind versus the heart. If you truly follow your heart, if you truly do what you love, and I'm not talking about doing what you love for a living necessarily, I'm just talking about right now, whatever you're capable of. Nothing too big or small, just whatever you can act on in terms of actually doing what you love, is starting to experience the reality of who we actually are, of who we don't know that we are, because we've been taught irrevocably down to our core, we've been taught to be something that we're not. This is a very, very powerful tool, I think, and it's one of the tools that Bashar advises all the time, endlessly. He constantly advises people without any expectation to the outcome whatsoever, just to follow your highest excitement as far as you possibly can. In my own instance, I would put it in these words that when you do what you love, when you feel in love with what you're doing, you know who you are. You know it in a way that you don't know that you know it. But that feeling of love, that is who you are. because that's where you kind of just fall into place from the training that constantly asks you to go outside of your core. Because going to your core and just being who you are creates the ability to experience yourself as joy, as love, as ecstasy, because that's who you are. My name is Summer. If you like these videos, please like, share, subscribe, comment down below, and let me know. If you are finding yourself by following what you love in this world, have a great day.